Reading Start with Why by Simon Sinek. Part 1.8. Manipulations lead to transactions, not loyalty. It's simple, explains the TV infomercial. Simply put your old gold jewelry in a prepaid, insured envelope, and we'll send you a check for the value of the gold in just 2 days. MyGoldenEnvelope.com is one of the leaders in this industry, serving as a broker for gold to be sent to a refinery, melted down, and reintroduced into the commodity market. When Douglas Fernstein and Michael Moran started the company, they wanted to be the best in the business. They wanted to transform an industry with the reputation of a back alley pawn shop and give it a bit of a Tiffany's sheen. They invested money in making the experience perfect. They worked to make the customer experience ideal. They were both successful entrepreneurs and knew the value of building a brand and a strong customer experience. They spent a lot of money trying to get the balance right, and they made sure to explain their difference in direct response advertising on various local and national cable stations. Better than the similar offers, they'd say, and they were right, but the investment didn't pay off as expected. A few months later, Furstein and Moran made a significant discovery. Almost all of their customers did business with them only once. They had a transactional business, yet they were trying to make so much more than that. So they stopped trying to make their service better than similar offers, and instead settled with good. Given that most people were not going to become repeat customers, those weren't going to be any head to head comparisons made to the other services. All they needed to do was drive a purchase decision and offer a pleasant enough experience that people would recommend to a friend. Any more was unnecessary. Once the owners of the mygoldenenvelope.com realized they didn't need to invest in the things that build loyalty, if all they wanted to do was drive transactions, their business became vastly more efficient and more profitable. For transactions that occur an average of once, carrots and sticks are the best way to elicit the desired behavior. When the police offer a reward, they're not looking to nurture a relationship with the witness or tipster. It is just a single transaction. When you lose your kitten and offer a reward to get it back, you don't need to have a lasting relationship with the person returning it. You just want your cat back. Manipulations are a perfectly valid strategy for driving a transaction or for any behavior that is only required once or on rare occasions. The rewards that the police use are designed to incentivize witnesses to come forward to provide tips or evidence that may lead to an arrest. And, like any promotion, the manipulation will work if the incentive feels high enough to mitigate the risk. In any circumstance in which a person or organization wants more than a single transaction, however, if there is a hope for a loyal, long lasting relationship, manipulations do not help. Does a politician want your vote, for example? Or does he or she want a lifetime support and loyalty from you? Judging by how elections are run these days, it seems all they want is to win elections. As discrediting opponents, a focus on single issues, and an uncomfortable reliance on fear or aspirational desires are all indicators. Those tactics win elections, but they do not seed loyalties among the voters. The American car industry learned the hard way the high cost of relying on manipulations to build a business when loyalty was what they really needed to nurture. While manipulations may be a viable strategy when times are good and money is flush, the change in market conditions made them too expensive. When the oil crisis in 2008 hit, the auto industry's promotions and incentives became untenable. The same thing happened in the 1970s. In this case, how long the manipulations could produce short term gains was defined by the length of the time the economy could sustain the strategy. This is a fundamentally weak platform upon which to build a business, an assumption of never ending boom. Though loyal customers are less tempted by other offers and incentives, in good times, the free flow of business makes it hard to recognize their value. It's in the tough times that loyal customers matter most. Manipulations work, but they cost money, lots of money. When the money is not available to fund those tactics, not having a loyal following really hurts. After September 11, there were customers who sent checks to Southwest Airlines to show their support. One note that accompanied a check for $1,000 read, "You've been so good to me over the years. In these hard times, I wanted to say thank you by helping you out." The checks that Southwest Airlines received were certainly not enough to make any significant impact on the company's bottom line, but they were symbolic of the feeling customers had for the brand. They had a sense of partnership. The loyal behavior of those who didn't send money is almost impossible to measure, but its impact has been valuable over the long term, helping Southwest to maintain its position as the most profitable airline in history. Knowing you have a loyal customer and employee base not only reduces costs, it provides massive peace of mind. Like loyal friends, you know your customers and employees will be there for you when you need them most. It is the feeling of we're in this together, shared between customer and company, voter and candidate, boss and employee, that defines great leaders. In contrast, relying on manipulation creates massive stress for buyer and seller alike. For the buyer, it has become increasingly difficult to know which product, service, brand, or company is best. I joke about the proliferation of toothpaste varieties and the difficulty of choosing the right one. But toothpaste is just a metaphor. Nearly every decision we're asked to make every single day is like choosing toothpaste, deciding what law firm to hire, college to attend, car to buy, company to work for, candidate to elect. There's just too many choices. All the advertising, promotions, and pressure employed to tempt us one way or another, each attempting to push harder than the other to court us for our money or our support, ultimately yields one consistent result: trust.